When you're sculpting in surface mode, the very first brush you'll notice at the top of the tool panel is the Subdivide brush. This is somewhat like live clay in the sense that it allows the user to locally subdivide using their brush or a shape draw mode from the E panel. However, the live clay brush will apply the subdivision as you brush, whereas the Subdivide brush allows you to first make the selection and then apply the subdivision. In fact, it will allow you to continue subdividing and subdividing, whereas the live clay feature is a little bit different. You have to adjust the tessellation per brush size. Let's say I want to select this area around the eye. I'm going to zoom in and I'll hit my 4 key to toggle wireframe on. So let's say I wanted to select this lower portion to tessellate this just like I've tessellated up here. Hit the E key and I can use a shape draw mode rather than a brush. Whenever I have my cursor inside the mesh rather than outside, I can just go ahead and brush without having to actually click to create the points. And when I'm done creating the initial stage of my spline, I can hit the escape key and now I can edit the points. So if we're happy with that, I can go ahead and hit the enter key to make the selection. Now I do want to be careful to check ignore back faces if I want to make sure I'm not selecting anything on the other side of the model, which it appears I have. So let me either hit Control Z to undo, or I could hit Control D, which is the same hotkey combination for deselecting in Photoshop, so it's very easy to remember. I can also clear the selection here in the Tool Options panel. So yeah, let me hit the E key and check ignore back faces. And now I'll hit the enter key one more time. You can see it only selected the faces here. Now, after I make the subdivision, if I want to keep this as a freeze mask selection, I can simply start using another tool. This is kind of universal with other tools like Angulator and Smoother, as well as the freeze brush. We have the option to subdivide the masked area or everything outside of it, or the entire object. By default, subdivide frozen area will be chosen. So let's go ahead and hit apply. And again, here we can continue subdividing until we're happy with it. So let's hit it one more time. Hit escape to drop the spline. And let's go to the freeze tool. You can see it keeps it for us. Now you can go ahead and use any other brush. So let's adjust our depth down just a bit more. Fall off. Okay. And now I can go ahead and smooth. And once more, Control D will deselect. Let's use edit bump. I'll hold down the shift key and smooth that out just a bit. And then maybe the pinch brush just to kind of finish this up. So that's a quick look at using the Subdivide brush in 3D Coat's Surface Mode toolset. We'll see you next time.